You may not hear it at first, but it's there, echoing against limestone, drifting through the grove. You can feel it running deep beneath all that we are and do. More than a show of spirit, it's a source of energy. You can see it power leaders, fuel innovators, push dreamers into motion. On this summit, callings converge. Voices unify into a chorus, one that sounds out for good, for greatness. Our chant. Rising.
Hi, welcome to the School of Education and Human Sciences 2021 virtual graduation ceremony. I'm Rick Ginsberg, Dean of the School of Education and Human Sciences. I hope you are all doing well, staying healthy, and practicing the recommended safety techniques. I'll tell you, I never in my life imagined I'd be taping virtual graduation speeches, yet here we are again for the second year in a row, taping a Zoom speech for a virtual graduation. Thank goodness the pandemic has eased a bit, and you will have the opportunity to experience a true KU face-to-face commencement tomorrow. Now, it won't be quite like earlier years with everyone crowded together and walking down the hill, but I do hope to see you in Memorial Stadium. Although we can't greet one another walking across the stage at Allen Fieldhouse, I do hope you will keep the tradition alive of posting pictures of your graduation experiences to the school's Twitter account. Please be creative, take a selfie or two, and share those with us at our Twitter site, hashtag KUSOE graduation. Again, hashtag KUSOE graduation. Let's pull as much normalcy out of the current situation as we can. I can't wait to see your pictures. I'm especially proud of you, the graduates this year. Let's face it, all of our lives have been turned inside out and upside down by this pandemic over the past 14 months. You know, before March 2020, I think Zoom only referred to fast cars and rocket ships. And I think masks were only worn by dentists and surgeons or other healthcare professionals and by our kids on Halloween. And the phrase, "you are on mute," wasn't a part of a vocabulary before then. And while some of you listening today are graduating from our fully online programs that started well before the pandemic, none of the rest of us ever thought that online and hybrid teaching would dominate your educational experience. I think other than our pet dogs, who you get to see more often, nobody has considered this past year to be a boon to our lives. For both students and faculty, the pandemic has certainly taken a toll. None of you signed up for college expecting it to be anything like it has been the last year. Now, national data, though this focuses mostly on undergraduates, but emphasizes the point, suggests that students report experiencing negative mental health symptoms, enduring far more on-screen time, losing out on lots of campus activities like clubs and sports and friends and things like that. Certainly, the graduate school experience you anticipated was quite different. Nearly half of the students nationally report that the pandemic has impacted their education. A recent New York Times article reported that the best word to describe how people are feeling right now is languishing. Maybe that applies to you as well. But guess what? Here's the good news. You all persevered. You graduates displayed what the experts call grit, that is known to be a key experience for success in life. So we come together today to honor your accomplishments at KU. I think you should all be really proud of yourselves. I think about you myself with a great deal of awe, knowing that despite all the challenges and unsettling issues that you faced, you did it. Congratulations. So with this big blue screen as my background on Zoom, let's begin. This is the time I typically share my words of wisdom as you finish your degree and head out on new adventures. Honestly, finding the right words to say this year has really been challenging for me. Thankfully, as you registered for this event, we asked you to share your favorite inspirations about your graduate school experience that you're going to take with you. I think those words are far more fitting than any forgettable speech that I might offer. So here goes. What are your favorite inspirations from your years as a Jayhawk in your graduate studies? A few things really stood out. Many of you talked about the support of faculty, mentors, and friends. There were multiple comments related to the inspiration you got from the work associated with your academic programs. And finally, a lot of you talked about how you grew, about the inspirations that pushed you as an individual and professional, many even citing renowned thinkers and leaders like Nelson Mandela and John Dewey and others. I'll share some of your comments broken into what I put into three broad categories of your inspirations: the support you experienced, your inspiring academic experiences, and the ways your views evolved and grew. So regarding support, here are a few of the relevant comments that you made. One said, my doctoral program was successful in part because of the support of my fellow colleagues. Another said, my advisor always wished for the best for me and actively worked to support my dream to complete this degree in a timely manner. Another said, knowing I could reach out to professors or cohort members made all the difference to my success. One of you said, I've grown so much these last 2 years as an educator and leader. I want to thank my professors, my colleagues, and the principals for helping me flourish in the program. I hope to become an inspiration for future teachers. Another of you said, I am so thankful for the support and memories that I've experienced from my peers in my cohort. I will always appreciate the support and encouragement I received from my faculty advisor as well. Still another said, I appreciate the professors who challenged me to write and to present and who offered me the opportunities to collaborate on their research. And finally, one of you said, an inspiration I will take with me are the wonderful, understanding professors I worked with. They are the best. In terms of your academic experiences, you shared many diverse sentiments. For example, one of you said, the C&I program allowed me the privilege of expanding my knowledge in the field. I have gained the confidence and education needed to provide the academic and socially confident foundation my current and future students need in order for their college and career readiness. Another of you said, I am inspired by the possibilities that English as a second language education contexts afford. You said, my program taught me that when language is introduced through culturally relevant, content-based instruction, it is possible to grant students access to a new language while also molding them into informed, academically successful, and socially conscious global citizens. Wow. Another said, the program gave me the confidence to guide meaningful change within the area of transition. Still another said, the philosophy and pedagogy learned in this program will forever be a cornerstone of my future practice. One more of you said, I am so thankful for the diverse perspectives and approaches represented in the special education PhD curriculum. And finally, one of you said, my program fortified my skill set in bringing a critical lens to our educational system. Finally, many of you spoke of the inspiration that prompted your personal views and growth. Note these examples of those comments. The inspiration I will take with me is the knowledge and hope that we can fix and overcome the inequalities that currently face our country. Still another, KU has prepared me to be an influential leader that will continue to challenge dominant narratives while supporting the learning journey of all students. One of you said, I leave knowing that there is growth and rejection and failure. The only time you cannot afford to fail is the last time that you try. If you never quit trying, you never really fail. Another of you said, I wish for a world that views disability, mental or physical, not as a hindrance, but as unique attributes that can be seen as powerful assets if given the right opportunities. One of you said, one can always adapt and utilize their knowledge to catapult in directions beyond what was initially intended. And finally, one of you concluded, you have to be a learner. You are never too old. You can make a difference by caring about people and working hard. Now, look, I could go on, but you shared wonderful inspirations that clearly changed your life, will be with you forever, and hopefully will serve you well as you move on to the next phase of your life. Before I close, I want you to grasp the enormity of what you've experienced. You know, historically in our country, there is one decade with a nickname. You probably know what it is, the Roaring Twenties. But you know, it's not the 2020s that we're going through now. They were referring to the 1920s. And actually, 1920s started off with a bang. In 1920, for example, women got the right to vote. Prohibition commenced in 1920. The U.S. experienced the worst terrorist attack up until that time, when there was an explosion on Wall Street and 38 people died. The League of Nations was formed in 1920, with the lofty goal of ending war forever. You can even argue that mass media was born in 1920 as the first commercially licensed radio station in America started broadcasting live results of, believe it or not, the 1920 presidential election. The transmission of breaking news was new and unprecedented. It truly was the beginning of mass media in our country. But even with all that, I would argue that 2020 started with a louder roar than 1920. The pandemic has completely unsettled every aspect of all of our lives. We will all be talking about this to future generations, much as our elders talked about the Depression. I don't know what the current decade will be labeled, but I don't think that roaring is going to be a strong enough term. But the good news is that you're going to have a hand in shaping what our world is like going forward. And you'll be able to foster your own personal success as you move on to new experiences. You sure have proven yourself to be a resilient and successful group. The great French poet and novelist Victor Hugo described what the future is in a way that I think speaks directly to all of you. Hugo said this: the future has many names. For the weak, it means the unattainable. For the fearful, it means the unknown. But for the courageous, it means opportunity. You have proven yourselves to be among the most courageous graduates of the University of Kansas in its entire history. Take what you've learned, continue to be courageous, take advantage of your opportunities, and soar into the future as only Jayhawks do. Rock chalk, congratulations.
Hello, my name is Lisa Wolf-Wendell, and I'm the Associate Dean for Research and Graduate Studies here in the School of Education and Human Sciences. Every year, our faculty nominate students to receive graduate student awards for outstanding thesis and outstanding dissertation. Those awards are judged by a committee of faculty, and this year we have a recipient in each category, and it's my pleasure to introduce them. Winning the Outstanding Master's Thesis Award is Troy O. Winiger, advisor, Mary Fry. His thesis was called Validation of Climate and Motivational Measures for Use in the Biology Laboratory Settings. Congratulations, Troy. The Outstanding Dissertation Award winner goes to Anthony Sneathan. His advisor, Argan Sachiaglu. His dissertation is titled Examining Trade-off in School Choice Preferences Using Parental Criteria, Rating, and Rankings. Congratulations, Anthony. Congratulations to both of our award recipients. Each year, the faculty invite one graduate student to give an address on behalf of all of the graduate students. This year, it's my pleasure to introduce Chris Brown, a PhD recipient from the Department of Health, Sport, and Exercise Science. Chris has played lots of leadership roles here at KU, and starting this fall, will continue on as a faculty member in the Sports Management Program in HSES. Please, everyone, welcome Chris Brown.
I feel really humbled right now. It's such a great honor to be able to speak in front of my peers and their families, illustrious professors, and esteemed faculty. At the beginning of my journey, I didn't know what to expect at the finish line. And when the world was put on pause in 2020, I didn't even know if I would make it to the finish line at all. Amidst these tragedies, we often gain valuable insight to our lives and to life itself. As we hold on to our most cherished possessions and relationships, We question what's important, what's meaningful, and what's permanent. And we begin to see that things in our world that have been distracting us all along. My time here at the University of Kansas has been a reflective one. I'm just a student like many of us here. I was nervous, uncertain, and scared. And in many ways, I still am today. But today, I hope to inspire you to dig deep within yourself and take a moment to reflect with me. I have a simple mantra, just 3 words: learn, fail, and grow. But first, learning is an active skill. I used to think that simply showing up to classes and earning my grade would make me smarter. As most of us found out, this is not the case. We often forget that learning requires constant evaluation on our part. One of my favorite stories points this out best. Once there was a man who was passing by a carnival and noticed that the elephants were all tied down by one small piece of rope. No chains, no cages. Confused by this, the man walked up to one of the trainers and asked, "Why don't any of the elephants break the rope and run away?" The trainer responded, "When they are very young and much smaller, we use the same size rope to tie them, and at that age, it's enough to hold them. As they grow up, they are conditioned to believe that they cannot break away. They believe the rope can still hold them, so they never try to break free." In our own lives, there are lots of invisible ropes holding us back, and at any point in time, seeking new information and trying new things is what helps us gain control of our lives. Second, you're going to fail. A lot. I fail to wake up several times each morning. There were classes I wasn't certain I was going to pass. And that feeling puts you in a state of fear. And when you're in that mentality, all of your decisions are based on fear, and you produce a completely different result. Gathered here today are a melting pot of talented leaders, instructors, psychologists, and physiologists. We all come from different backgrounds, have various goals, and have faced unique challenges along the way. Some of us managed education online, in person, or even a combination of both. Some of us are spouses, parents, and have incredible responsibilities at home. This journey has tested our patience, our passion, and our grit. And many of us have lost things in the process. There were so many tears, so many sleepless nights wondering. But today, we're united by the fact that we're all here. We survived what feels like a marathon, and we become stronger because we now know what it means to push beyond our limits. But with each failed attempt is a lesson to learn, a reason to try harder, a feeling to escape. And when we fail, we grow. We gain a new perspective, and those who are unafraid of the challenge will rise above it. When we realize that the rope that was tying us down is not as strong as we were led to believe, we break free and we write our own narrative. As a student at KU, I realized the biggest weight on my shoulders was caused by my own attitude. I didn't believe I could change the world, or even the people around me. But to the amazing professors who have guided my education, thank you. I realized the impact you had on me. You've not only armed us with tools, but you've inspired us to seek more in the world, which is why I've decided to return next year, not as a student, but as an educator, to continue inspiring those who need a reminder of their greatness. To my peers, my Jayhawk family, thank you for taking this journey with me. I feel confident knowing the future of our world is in great hands. We learn, we fail, we grow. This has been the basic human process since the birth of mankind. If we could all take a moment to reflect, we would find that we've changed a lot more than we first thought. We've learned in our failures and our accomplishments. And now you're ready to take on the world. You can be the elephant who breaks free. Thank you, and Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lisa Wolf-Wendell, Associate Dean for Research and Graduate Studies in the School of Education and Human Sciences. It's my pleasure to introduce the 2021 Master's Degree recipients from the Department of Curriculum and Teaching. Zachary Chesbro, Lynn Delusky, Chrissy Leonard, Michelle Ann McCauley, Hidetaka Namiki, Laura Euler, Bobby Precure, Tara Sanders, Michaela Sheely, Norulain Syed, Lauren Beers, Lauren Vitt, Stephanie Dale Watkins. It is now my pleasure to introduce the doctoral degree recipients from the Department of Curriculum and Teaching. Debbie Jean Adams, doctoral degree in curriculum instruction with an emphasis in TESOL. Sarah Andaverde, doctoral degree in curriculum instruction with an emphasis in mathematics education. Sunny Kristen Haberland, doctoral degree in curriculum and instruction. Christopher Luis Imbo Heatwol, doctoral degree in curriculum and instruction with an emphasis in science education. Beth Rankin, doctoral degree in curriculum and instruction. JC Carmen Thomas, doctoral degree in curriculum and instruction. It is now my pleasure to introduce the master's degree recipients in the Department of Educational Leadership and Policy Studies. Tisha Prudence Anderson, Katie Carson, Alexandra Lynn Johnson Cruz, Bria Cudney, Joshua DeBoer, Chelsea Faith Decker, Emily Ann Grow, Elizabeth Carr, Keisha E. Keaton, Jacob Hampton Lemonnier, Jared Dale Lee Moore, Madison Elizabeth Orange, James Preer, John J. M. Rodino, Kate Schmidt, Brandon Matthew Shaw, Ryan Sieber, Maddie Steinbrock, Bria Thorne, Brianna Deshawn Walker, Latoya Ishelle West, Victoria Elise Williams, Kai Zhang, It is now my pleasure to introduce the doctoral degree recipients from the Department of Educational Leadership and Policy Studies. Zachary Akaki Buston, doctoral degree in Educational Administration. Khaled Mariah Al-Qatani, doctoral degree in Educational Technology. David Gaston, doctoral degree in Higher Education Administration. Janelle Marie Lodick, doctoral degree in Higher Education Administration. Daryl Tapido Monto, doctoral degree in Higher Education Administration. Michael Benjamin Pada, doctoral degree in Educational Administration. Jennifer Schmidt, doctoral degree in educational administration. Anthony Snethen, doctoral degree in educational administration. Anthony Sneathen, doctoral degree in educational administration. Brian Douglas Steele, doctoral degree in higher education administration. It is now my pleasure to introduce the master's degree recipient in the Department of Educational Psychology, Sydney Doan. It is now my pleasure to introduce the doctoral degree recipients from the Department of Educational Psychology. Jonathan Michael Huffman, doctoral degree in counseling psychology. M. Meyer, doctoral degree in school psychology. B.C. Chow, doctoral degree in educational psychology and research. It is now my pleasure to introduce the master's degree recipients in the Department of Health, Sport, and Exercise Science. Kayla Joy Bailey. Brandon Bond. Endurance Crosby. Keontae Gaines. Emma Hardiman. Omid Nabavizadeh. Omid Nabavizadeh. Nicholas Trey Smith. Ivan Sergio Tello. It's now my pleasure to introduce the doctoral degree recipients in the Department of Health, Sport, and Exercise Sciences. Christopher Michael Brown, doctoral degree in sports management. Melanie Renee Kelly, doctoral degree in exercise physiology. It is now my pleasure to introduce the master's degree recipients in the Department of Special Education. Jamie Lynn Atkins. June Chong. Victoria Davis. Joycelyn Durrett. Marissa Frederick. Hillary Heisman. Kiriana Sackett Parks. Sean Hollis Phelan. Leslie Schulte. Mary Ann St. John. Lauren Williams. Erica Wisdom. Hannah Worth. It is now my pleasure to introduce the doctoral degree recipients from the Department of Special Education. Mark Matthew Buckman, doctoral degree in special education. Sarah Roberts Carlson, doctoral degree in special education. Adam C. Carrion, doctoral degree in special education. So-Yun Yang, doctoral degree in special education. Congratulations to all of our graduates. Rock Chalk.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join in the singing of our alma mater.